Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. We've got the father trainer of Josh Warrington, Sean O'Hagan. Sean, how are you doing?
I'm alright, definitely his trainer.
I wanted to speak to you because there's a lot of talk of like top trainers in the UK. I feel like you're not getting the recognition for the work you've done.
Well, you know what, I was thinking that myself, to be honest. No, I think what I do really is I just crack on. We just crack on, don't we? I mean, we've had a bit of success with Josh and Reese Mould. We've had a bit with MAXI HUGHES.
A bit with MAXI?
Well, quite a lot with MAXI, yeah. MAXI and Josh in particular. I mean, with Reese is won for this year, is Reese. I mean, we're doing things differently. He's moved up in weight, and I think we'll do the same with Reese Mould as we've done with MAXI and with Josh. But yeah, back to that training thing. I think really, I don't really do all that. Us best train and everything else. It's everyone's circumstances are different, aren't they? You know, we all have a bit of success and we all have a bit of bad luck. So yeah, I'm all right with how they've got me down for.
Well, I said it because I meant it. I want to start on MAXI HUGHES. I was speaking to MAXI earlier. I remember years ago when he fought Sam Bowen and he got stopped, I think, in the middle rounds. It's crazy to think that was years ago, and look where he is now. You've obviously done something. What have you done? What's the secret recipe?
I think really what you've got to make sure is that your fighter's happy. So we train at times that suits him. We train on days that suit his family. He's just got love back for boxing. He had a little bit of a break, and he's come back fresh. We've been working at gym on various things, you know, that he's been happy with, and I don't know, it's just all come together for him. We've kind of been working on lots and lots of little things, really. But then when you piece them all together, a little bit like a jigsaw, you get the bigger picture. And I think you've still got the best to say, MAXI HUGHES.
And moving on to Josh. I'm going to start with the naysayers. The negative fans are saying that he may not be the same fighter after them 2 fights with Lara. What do you say to that?
Well, you could say that about any fighter, really, couldn't you? I mean, every time somebody gets beat, it's, will he come back from it? He might not be the same fighter. That's what I said about Kiko when he got beat. You know, look where he is now, 35 years of age, world champion. What you've got to remember is with boxing that, well, you get a lot of negative comments. If you've got a show on, Leeds Arena, a local small hall show, everybody spectating is an expert on boxing. There's only a few of us that do it for a living, isn't there? So what I'd say to them is stick to what you're good at. If you've nothing constructive or nice to say, then don't bother. You know, no time and no space for haters, you know what I mean? I don't buy into all that. In fact, I don't even do social media for that reason, that there's so many negative people and there's that many experts. I'm just bored with it. I just get bored with it, so I don't look at it.
It's good to reply to them, so it's nice for you to give your side of the events as well. So that's what I thought I'd ask you. I spoke to Kiko earlier, and he said to me, Carl Frampton's the toughest fight he's ever had, and obviously Josh has beat Carl. What do you take from that?
Well, to be honest with you, I think, you know, there's been some classic fights over the years in that division. I mean, Frampton and Josh, that was a classic, you know, for the spectator. Fantastic fight. That didn't end how people expected it to end. Kiko's been in some absolutely wonderful fights. I mean, I was watching him earlier on today with Santa Cruz. I watched him with Frampton. But I mean, Kiko early days, remember, he were a couple of weights. I think, were he a weight down? Were he a bantam? Were he a bantamweight, super bantam? Yeah, and they were giving him short notice for fights. So when they're giving you a matter of 4 weeks, 5 weeks, all you can do is you're trying to make weight. You're not really preparing for that fight here, you're just trying to make weight, aren't you? So you get a depleted Kiko Martinez, you get a Kiko Martinez that's drained. You know, both times we fought Kiko, he's had plenty of notice. In fact, the first time we boxed him, he had the luxury of being able to take a week's holiday, I believe. So we're fighting the very, very best Kiko Martinez. You know, we're not fighting a washed up, you know, depleted version. So, you know, I don't take a lot. I mean, you get fights, you expect them that they're going to be absolutely cracking fights. They turn out to be really poor, don't they, where you feel like turning them off. Then you get fights, you know, you might just get 2 regular kids that are starting out. I think the quality of fights is in the matching, you know, so that's a good fight's a good fight and a poor one's a poor one. You know, how many times do we see people, oh, we're anticipating this and that and other, then it's not like it. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Sean. So are you going to be able to hold Josh back? Because obviously you wanted to trade with Lara, and obviously the common sense way of him beating Martinez is to box his head off. Are you going to be able to have that control over him?
Yeah, I mean, don't read so much into that first Lara fight. There were a number of factors there, a lot of small things that all added up to be a big thing. I mean, for the first Lara fight, what you've got is a kid there that's been active throughout the lockdown in Mexico, and you've got Josh that hasn't boxed in well over a year, 15 months, 16 months out of ring, but we'd had 3 or 4 dates, so we'd done 3 or 4 camps during lockdown. You know, that takes its toll on your body, takes its toll on you mentally. And then there were a little bit of an injury that we picked up during early rounds of that fight that made it impossible for him to perform how he usually does. That's been put to right now. He's had operations and things. He's fit, and he's back to old Josh Warrington that you saw fight Framptons and Selby's. So that's what you're going to get on fight night. You know, think along lines of Selby, Frampton fights, because that's performance that you're going to get.
It's brilliant. Last question on your old mate Kid Galahad and Dominic Ingle. You guys had loads to say to each other. Do you think the manner of his defeat, would he be able to come back?
No, I mean, listen, he never even got going there, did he? And I was being nice at first. I even rang up and says, listen, I hope he's all right. And then I heard 1 or 2 little personal things that he'd been coming out with. See you later, Maxi. Are you in tonight? No, night off, go on. Yeah, and then I heard 1 or 2 little personal things and comments that he's been making, and I just thought, see you later, Nick. I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to say it as it is. He just wasn't good enough for it. 3 times he's fought us, 3 times he's lost. And he knows he's lost, yeah. He never won that world title in a ring, and he's just shown you how good he is. That's it.
I'll get crucified in the comments if I don't ask you what these comments were that he's been saying that you've obviously felt that you've got to reply to.
Oh yeah, they were really, really personal comments, as in, I don't even know if he's his real dad and this and all that. You know, things like that. That's low. That is very, very low in boxing. So all I'll say to Galahad is this: couldn't have happened to a nicer man.
Sweet. And then just wrapping up on Josh's fight, how do you think it's going to go? Are we looking at a points victory? What kind of plan are you working into?
Listen, I don't read into all that now, and I don't make predictions. Last time I made a prediction, it went the wrong way for us, so I don't make predictions. The only thing that I can be sure of is that we're coming away with a win, whether it's points, whether it's a stoppage, but we are coming away with a win. That's the only thing I'll say.
Sure, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I know you're an incredibly funny bloke. You couldn't sign us off with a joke or anything like that, could you?
You know, one of my jokes, pal, honestly, I tell you. You don't want none of mine. You'd be better off asking me that after 10 o'clock at night.
We'll sign off for that, thank you.